and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we are going to talk about domestic partner violence. It is an issue that is widespread and a little bit hard to talk about, but we have some guests here from Transition Family Violence who are going to help us. My guests are Yajaira Bisono and Kenyetta Seay. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's just talk about your individual roles, because you're coming at this issue from somewhat different perspectives.
Right.
Yajaira, do you want to tell us first?
Yes, I am a survivor advocate for Transitions Family Violence Services, and I service the underserved population, which includes the LGBT community, Hispanic community, males, and just the people that can't get to us because of their location.
So that is part of what we're going to talk about today is some of the people who maybe in the public consciousness you don't think could be victims of domestic violence.
Right.
And it's important to realize that this affects everyone across the board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and from the professional side, well, not that you're not.
Well, I started off as a court advocate. And I will say that as a court advocate, I didn't really see a lot of members from the LGBTQ community. So working on the backside now as a strategy facilitator, one of the goals is to reach out more to underserved populations and see how we can engage more with them as far as like the Latino Hispanic community and the LGBTQ community, as well as males also.
So, assuming that, you know, we know this issue affects anyone, anywhere. I mean, it does not discriminate. It can be in upper income, lower income, right. Any race, any gender.
Yes.
So why do some people, maybe in more isolated communities, have a harder time coming forward and asking for help? I mean, almost everybody has a hard time asking for help, let's be honest.
Yes.
Right. They may not realize that the level of the help that is out here. We do an array of different services for all of the clients that we serve. It extends to housing. Hopefully we try to strive for permanent housing, which is a really hard thing to deal with when you're relying on someone else to provide that for you.
Yeah,
so if you don't know if that help exists, you're going to still be dealing with the violence at home. We have an array of different services, like I just said, counseling, to be able to get out of that and get strengthened and get out of that situation.
And I will also say that the trust and then the ability to identify that it is indeed a same-sex relationship, sometimes that's not easily identifiable, and that sometimes comes from the contact that they have with the police, and then from there with the overall system. So I think a part of that is maybe education and the ability to recognize when it is a same-sex relationship.
So you all are going to be at an event co-sponsored by the City's Unity Commission.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. It's a very mixed event because it's a very serious topic and yet there's entertainment.
Yes, yes. We're excited to be partnering with the different agencies. Citizen Commission is one, LGBT Life Center, I know the police department, the Commonwealth is also partnering. It's going to be exciting to have this event just solely for the LGBT community to come out and try to know that we're here for them and that we want to hear what it is that they have to say, and that they would know that we are here to service them as well as we service everyone else. We want they do face a lot of different things also with their families, to try to get services. So I'm excited. It's going to be on the 21st.
Of December, let's just clarify in case we
Yes.
remember.
Yeah. So that's it.
I think that the most interesting part is going to be the ability to be in that community, because the LGBTQ community is a community that is very private. So for us to be in that environment at this event, it'll show awareness that we are here to help you, and we are an option if you need us.
And one of the things you said too is you want to listen.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is not just, let's clarify, this is an event for the community, not for specifically victims.
Right.
No.
To increase
Right.
awareness.
Yes.
Because people, may not be in a situation now, may be in a situation later,
Right.
may
Right.
know somebody
Right.
else. It's really much more open.
Right.
It's more
There's
about
no
education.
stigma
No.
attached
Yes.
to showing up at this
Yes.
event.
Right.
And that's what's the most admirable part, I guess.
Yes.
Now, I used to volunteer, and the immediate shelter is, generally speaking, I think it's still women only and male children only up to a certain age. So if you have victims, men, trans people, are they housed in the same place? Is there separate housing for them?
We have a scatter site that we normally is where we house the underserved populations. So it won't be where all the females are. That may be a trigger to have a male also
Right,
as
right.
part of the community. But there is no males up to a certain age anymore.
Okay.
We service everyone the same. That's what we strive for. If we start putting limitations on things, people are going to be like, well, you help this, but you don't help that. So we just want to be able to, it's a case-by-case basis. We want to
Right.
be able to
So if
focus on the
somebody has
individual.
teenage boys, maybe they go somewhere else. Just
exactly.
like, okay.
Yeah, we want to focus on the individual. How can we help you? How can we service you? We're here to help. So,
And also how they will thrive in that community, because there are some families that, whether large or small, or if it's just a single woman, they may not want to be in that environment. So they are best suited for the scattered site.
yeah.
And Transitions has been around for, I know, a long time.
Yeah.
Right. Years.
And has really grown and provided an array of services, unfortunately, that is needed in our community.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if someone is in a situation where they don't feel safe,
Right.
what do you recommend that they do?
First, call our hotline.
Which is 24 hours a day still?
24 hours a day. You want me to give the number?
Yes, absolutely.
757-723-7774. That is the number to call. And we have professionals that are behind the phone and are going to try to service them and see where to go from there. We have a lot of people that call to help friends that are in situations that they may not be seeking the help to get out. We tell the friends to arm themselves or I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, to get as much knowledge as possible so that they can always be there for their friends. Tell them when the support groups are. Tell them free counseling is available, free confidential counseling, so that they are, most of the time when someone is dealing with intimate partner violence, they need support. That's the most critical thing, so that's why.
And they may or may not be ready to leave at that point.
Right.
I think that's important too. Some people stay secreted until they finally reach that breaking point, and they should reach out sooner than that.
Yes.
Understand what's available, learn more about the situation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit more about this event.
Right. So on the 21st, we're going to have it at a hotel, Element Hotel, I believe.
Brand new. It's very exciting. I can't wait to see it.
And it is going to be, at first, we're going to be having a show of some sort. I don't want to give too many details because it's going to be exciting to be there and experience that. And then we're going to have there's going to be different tables set up from every agency that's there to provide services, pamphlets, and things like that. But we're going to have a fishbowl discussion. I'm not sure if everybody knows what a fishbowl is.
I don't.
chairs set up to where some professionals are sitting, and then there's an empty chair to where someone can chime in and come into the conversation and ask questions, just provide insight. It's going to be, I can't wait. It's going to be very exciting to be there and experience all of that. And at the end, we have some sort of more show. And it is going to be an event that there's going to be light refreshments and food there. So.
I think that's nice because it'll sort of relax people
Yeah.
a
Yes,
little bit,
that
and
was the
people may be
goal.
more willing to talk
Yeah.
than they would otherwise.
Right.
So December 21st at the Element Hotel, that's in
Right.
Peninsula Town Center.
Right.
And what time?
Yeah, I believe it's 1
1 to
One-
4 or 3.
to 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, back to the issue, and we said it does affect anybody. Are there groups that are more affected than others? I mean, violence against trans people has been in the news a lot lately,
Right.
and I tend to think of it as stranger violence.
Yes.
But they're a really vulnerable population, and I would think that would be, you know, potentially a situation.
I think that if you go strictly based on data, then of course it'll lean towards women.
It will,
Right.
yeah.
But we know that there's a stigma around men coming forward.
Yeah.
And then the LGBTQ community has that lack of trust.
Right.
So if you look at it from that lens, then it will be more women would be the victims and the men would be the perpetrators. But I think that in all communities there is LGBTQ, the Hispanic, Latinx, men. I feel like the numbers probably are all comparable across the board.
We just may not know.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Because
just
of
hidden
some
figures.
people's, you know, concern about coming forward. I think it's particularly true of men. There's a real, men don't want to admit
Yes.
Right.
weakness. And it's not weakness.
Right.
It's really not.
No.
It is
Yeah.
important that they come forward. In the
Right.
Latino community, I think because it's so small and it might be very family oriented,
Yes.
Right.
are there particular troubles about getting people to come forward?
Oh,
and
yeah.
language barriers?
Yes.
Yeah, we get into a lot of different issues with the different Latino communities that we service. Just mainly the women's role is to stay at home. The males are the providers, and if I report you, then I have no support left. And if I don't know the language, then that's a barrier. If I'm not documented, that's another barrier. So it's like they just stay quiet longer. They don't want to come out and report. So we're
And
trying
immigrants
to
may not trust a court system
They
Right.
or
That's-
police,
or police,
if they've
yes.
come from a country where that's not,
That's not,
you know,
right.
a safe situation.
Right. So that
Absolutely.
is some of the things that we're constantly striving to put out there, that if you do report and you are in a situation where you're not safe, your children are not safe, we're here to help you.
Absolutely.
Right.
And certainly, too, I mean, I know something that may trigger people to come forward is the children.
Right.
Either they may not be safe or they may be witnessing a situation and learning about what love means that is not a safe situation. And we certainly see some of those children grow up to be also in very
Yes.
unsafe and unbalanced relationships.
So that's another service that we provide, specifically art therapy for children. We want to try to let whoever we service, if they have children, acknowledge that they may have been sleeping at the time, but they hear, they imagine things happening. So it's imperative that we tell them what a safe, healthy relationship looks like and
Absolutely.
is. So we have the services available for children also.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about your services in general or about the event before we close?
No. But about the art therapy, the art therapist does use play therapy techniques as well,
Right,
and
right,
she is a
awesome.
trauma therapist.
Yes. Yes.
So people, when they hear art therapy, they sometimes get intimidated.
Yeah, or they think it's like, oh, just draw pictures. And
Yes.
it's more
No,
guided
it
than
is.
that.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
And kids need that. They're
Yes.
not necessarily going to tell you
Yes.
stuff.
Right, right.
That is all I
Thank you
had.
so much. We're just excited about this event
Yes.
coming up on the 21st.
It's very different. I
Yes.
don't think that this has been in our community before.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely needed.
good luck. I hope a lot of people come out.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
so
Come
much.
out. Get that. Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit more about the issue of domestic partner violence. I know we've talked about it here before in general, but how it affects the LGBTQ community and other people who might be in the minority or a little more unsure about coming forward. And don't forget, if you know someone in that situation and they're not ready to call the hotline yet, you can still call the hotline and be prepared to help and support them when they are ready. Thanks for watching.